Okay guys, hello. I hope the camera is fine. You don't know what I had to do to place it somewhere. I'm not a YouTuber, this is not gonna be a super professional video. So today I'm gonna show you a bit of the Kabula pre-production sample copy. And this is the core game. So this is actually empty right now. This is the back. Yeah. And then we have a miniature box. It's gonna be like this. Really like the floppy illustration. Okay, this is something. And the conspiracy expansion. This was actually all work from Blanca Sore, our illustrator in Hungary. And the same goes for the the outrageous expansion, which is this little box. But today I'm gonna show you the huge package, which has all of those things together, and you can see that it's basically double as thick as the Kabula core box. All the other boxes have the same size, so actually the conspiracy expansion has quite some free space, but we couldn't make a smaller box as we needed the space for the punch board. This is all being open already. This is mostly to show you the content. It's not a real unboxing. I tried to shoot another unboxing, but yeah, the quality was, I guess, even worse than what you're seeing today. These are the miniatures. If I learned something from unboxing videos, it's that you're gonna see these at the end. But also these are not final. So these are 3D printed, and then I primed them to make them look a bit nicer. So this is, I guess, very similar to how you would arrange the content either in this huge box or in the Kabula core game, which is having the map board to close the bottom tray, and on top having the Guardian mats and the rulebook. This is our rulebook. I think it came out quite nice. And it is 28 pages, but actually there are a lot of illustrations. This is how to do the setup, and then it explains how to spend the resources to trigger the actions, shows something on the RON tracker, which is the round order number, and overall yeah, I think we did a pretty good job with the rulebook. At the end of it, so after the previous version, many people commented as well, which was very nice of you guys. We added examples on how to perform movement for the AI. Of course, when it's you moving, you know where to move. We added some stuff on the hero Thomas for those playing solo, or if you want to add extra players. And at the end there is an index. We didn't only write in which page you could find things, but for quick things we also explained them directly, and we explained some of the keywords and syntaxes that you find inside cards, so it's easier to refer to them. Okay, this is sorry, a mess. Yes, so this is all non-final production quality, like the boxes were assembled manually by the engineers. You can see that the glue job is not perfect overall. Actually, I think it's very nice, but yes, I mean, if you see something which doesn't look super neat, very often is because it's not the final production. It was assembled by hand. I haven't shown you the Guardian mats actually. I should remove this so it's easier to show everything. So yeah, the mats are for the core game. You have the Water King, Floppy, and then we have Pepe and the Isocore. So for all of them, you have some extra rules here, which in this case doesn't look like much, but then the parts that you put in here have an effect in all the other actions. And then you have the information for how to set up the Guardian, some lore. In here you place the cards for the Guardian, which you will use during the game. And overall in here you find all the area related to combat. You don't have to learn any of those things. Basically, after the Kabul has been stolen, the Guardian works like a monster, which means you flip 2 coins to determine behavior. You can see these are actually, the Isocore is the same, which gives its face and its tail to the coin. And you see that 2 heads will trigger Roaring Mass, a head and a tail will trigger Unicorn Charge, and 2 tails will trigger Pork Race. And these are triggered by aim, so you have an aim die, and when an attack hits the Isocore in one of these places, so in the case of the Isocore, wherever you hit it, something is going to happen, but in this case, most of the time it's good for you as well, at least. It can also be, you know, good for you and the Isocore, but that's another story. Yeah, and here you place the cards, so when you are not fighting, you will draw from the Guardian deck. And then from the Conspiracy expansion, you have Bibi and Bobu and Shaggy. And they actually all have also extra components. This is the map board. I'm quite happy with how it came out. Even, yeah, I mean, I'm saying that it's not final. I don't see what I would change in the production quality of this map. It's actually very nice. Once we are here, I should get you also the neoprene version, so I'll get it at the end. Okay, so let's close this for now. And you can see from here we have the area where you can place the player mats. So, well, this is for the HP dial for the Guardian. Luckily, they're not gonna get till 96 usually, but yeah, definitely 24. And player mats. This you can see that the pre-production copy were cut by hand. This is a very big misalignment here for the dial. Here you track the maximum HP with the bigger wheel, which sets the limit, and the smaller arrow points at the current health value. And you have the one for the farts, and you have the one with farts are the currency of the island. And then you have the one for the Familio HP dial if you tame a monster. On the back, we placed instruction on how to assemble them, and you will get these transparent rivets, I think are called, to assemble everything. Okay. This is a banana from Bibi and Bobu, which remain here. Okay, I will put this back where it was. All right, and then we get some space for poker cards. We have the dungeons. You know, dungeons have 2 different levels according to the exploration you are at on the map. We have all the cards for heroes. Actually, they came up super nicely. So they're color coded for the hero. So this is Jessica. I think I don't have to show you all of them, but like, yeah, each of them have an info card and equipment card. So you can read some lore on the hero, do the setup, and then this is their unique power, and then you place the equipment card, the starting equipment for the hero close to it, and then you will have the free personality cards. You place these things around your player mat. You have your initial parts that will start in the Hero Fresh box, and then you can start play. And as you go playing, you collect hashtag in like according to the traits of the encounters that you face, and yeah, the choices you make. You will end up developing one of these free personality. They all have unique powers once you unlock them. And once you unlock the personality, you can also go and steal the Kabula. Yeah, and we have Jessica and Rad. There's Chastity for the lucky ones of you who have Chastity in black and white. We have Gotso in pink, so this is from the Conspiracy expansion. I'm going out of focus. We have Clayton, Zack in green, Isolde in blue, and one is out of, yeah, this got damaged for that was me. And this can go here. So we have reminder cards as well. I know they're a bit crowded in terms of wording, but yeah, you also have a rule book. Those are, yeah, the best way in which we could cram the informations, and that you don't have to read through the rule book. Here we have encounters. I think these are all encounters actually. Yeah, you have a lot of encounters where you can select one option. So when you read one, you read the introduction, read a little story, read the effects, and then you choose which one to develop as one of the two options. So this case is violent and you draw uncommon items, or lazy and you will flip a coin and things may happen. Should I say that there are spoilers? No, do not read the cards. That's the best thing you can do. And these are items. So in here you have mixed the all expansions. I'm not getting them all. So something small we are changing for the final production copy is having these slightly wider. They weren't as wide as they were supposed to be from our instructions, but we want you to be able to sleeve cards. So yeah, and yeah, the usual items that you can imagine. Oh, those are all potion. How is it possible? A familiar gear, poison coating that you can give to your familiar. Who has been mixing these cards? An adultery helmet, totally normal piece of equipment. And then you have rare items, which are very cool items. The Skidman of the God, the Hero's Blade. This was actually in the cover from one of our, yeah, on the Kickstarter campaign. Yeah, that was it. We had the big cover with it. The Calfaller, the Vibrazer. And we have all the cards for the Guardians. So the Isocore, and yeah, you have pieces of story and the effects. Water King, Pepe, Shaggy. As I said, these are all the expansions mixed together. Floppy and Bibi and Bobo. All right, what do I have to show still? The monsters. Yeah, another thing that we're changing is getting a little opening somewhere here, because getting this card is a massive pain. So what I use is using the other cards to lift them. So we have the monsters, they are each double-sided. So we have a wild side, which they flip coins to determine their behavior, and this is what they do when they're free. And then once you tame them, you get to the familiar side, in which they spend actions, spend parts like you do to trigger actions. And they also give you a nice hashtag in your personality card, which matches this trait if you tame them. We have Oscar, the Shaolin Monkey, the Water Kitty, the Sako, which was unlocked at last. Actually, we also have the Wear Testicle, which we unlocked afterwards. That was very lucky that we managed to do it. But you will see it's a very simple sculpt. We managed to fit it with the other stuff. And yeah, this was upside down with respect to how it should be played. Ferrecto Climber, Choctaw Ananas, the Plutonium Bar. and a discount drug is one of the favorites. And then we have also the hero automas, which are like heroes you like, but it's an AI playing them, so you have discard how they would start, so which area they start, their initial stats, and you can flip coins to see every turn when they play how they behave. And then once they collect 3 hashtags with one of these 2 traits, they flip to the other side and they will try to steal the Kabula, and they become way more aggressive. At the beginning they will try to steal your resources. Actually, this is all to create some resources. This is another thing that we had to fix in the last version, so don't worry, we have been going through all the files and we've been fixing little details like this, and yeah, quite happy with this as well. Alright, and some tokens, not much to show here, but we have nausea tokens, 2 or 3 according to how much nausea you have. These are the pins that you use on the board to mark the encounters and the hashtags. And these are the ROM tokens, so if you're playing with Zack, for example, you will have your marker to check where you are on the tracker, and then there's going to be one for your familia, which you flip once you get a familia. This is the 3D Kabula. I'm destroying it. I know it's not as fancy as a miniature. What did I do with it? Oh yeah, simply after you place it, you should twist this. It's not perfectly done. Okay, guys, I should have fixed this before starting recording, but I'm doing this after work. Yeah, and before finishing writing the update. So yeah, when you have the Kabula, you also get a +3 to any action you trigger with the Kabula. So I was saying it's not as cool as a miniature. If we're lucky enough that we can do another expansion, which we totally want to do, we'll get, we'll probably add something like a 3D Kabula. If you can print it, we already sent one in the 3D files. But yeah, let's see if we're lucky enough that we can make a model for those who can 3D print. These are the monster coins. These are super cool, actually. This is the Guardian, like the Isocore head and tail, as I was saying. Not everybody has the metal coins, so they are included in the huge package, but otherwise you can get them with the wood and metal expansion. I'm usually not a fan of the Luxified components myself, but these are super cool. So yeah, this is a shameless advertisement. Well, I mean, it's included for huge package, so you're maybe already sorted. Compass dice, aim dice, all very happy with this. All right, and yeah, here there is one of his oldest kids. And here I put aside a few of the tokens. So Flop is gonna go around and lay fire on the board. Bibi and Bobo will put bananas. They work in totally different ways. Gotso will put explosive where he goes around, where he can in one of his 3 personality. And Shaggy, well, it's not really that Shaggy places them around, but while Shaggy's playing, you will have the white-horned rabbits, and when 2 of them are close by, they may start mating, which is very unstable, and they may explode. So yeah, each one of them has very different mechanics, and they're all quite fun. We are all quite satisfied with how different the Guardians are. Bibi and Bobu also have a token for Bobu. which you flip. So when Bobu is okay, it's gonna increase the defense of Bibi. But if he's knocked out, which is if you attack her and you hit in the guts or legs, right on Bobu, is gonna be flipped. And when he's knocked out, Bibi is gonna get +2 to all of her attacks, which deal damage. So this is additional to the bananas. And then of course we have all the standees. So you're gonna get the standees no matter what package you're getting. And there was a poll to decide whether you wanted them all the same or with different outlines. We are quite happy with the outlines as well. Actually, I must say, miniatures are cool, but yeah, these look super nice. The final version should look even crispier in terms of image, but I mean, like, yeah, I was super satisfied with that. So yeah, a lot of nice standees. And I think we got to the miniatures for the heroes. Again, these are 3D prints I primed, but you can see Chastity, Zack. So we managed to maintain the slingshot rubber band we had to fill in the middle, as you can see here, but it's still pretty cool. I thought we would have had to remove it after our initial discussions with the manufacturer, but yeah, it was managed to save it. Isolde with her bag full of kids. There's Clayton taking a selfie with his dog. Okay. And here we have Jessica walking on the head of some poor guy she totally beheaded with the Schlong Crusher, which is her weapon. Alright, okay, actually we have another component before the miniatures, which is the parts token in wood. I got only legs. These are super nice. The final version is gonna be printed on both sides. So yeah, look at that. Yeah, I'm quite happy. I must say I haven't played with normal parts or normal coins after I got this. Okay, let's make some space. And here you have the miniatures. Okay, what should I start with? Some of them are broken, like the Isocore totally broke, the horn and the tail, because actually it has a super nice you know, piggy tail, but I wouldn't even know how to attach it right now. I think is the opposite, is something like that. Yeah, so this is the tail of the Isocore. But yeah, quite happy with the base. This is already the modified version that they're going to use. Well, I'm not sure exactly how